The day began with soft sunlight touching the mountain peaks. The sky was clear, the air was fresh, and the sound of birds filled the valley. A young mother walked with her 6-year-old son, holding his small hand as they followed the narrow trail. Behind them, her parents and younger sister followed, smiling as if everything was normal. To anyone watching, it looked like a perfect family trip. The kind of day people dream about. The mother felt lucky. She thought she had everything: loving parents, a caring sister, and her precious little boy. She did not know that within hours, her world would break apart. As they climbed higher, the view became more beautiful. Forests stretched out below, and the river glistened like silver. The boy laughed and pointed at butterflies flying past. The mother smiled, but deep inside, she felt something strange. Her parents had been quiet all morning. Her sister avoided her eyes. She brushed it off, telling herself she was only imagining things. The family stopped near the edge of a cliff to rest. The mother knelt down, opening a bottle of water for her son. The boy drank happily, his cheeks red from the climb. She looked back at her parents and sister, expecting them to join her, but their faces were cold and empty. For a moment, she felt a chill even though the sun was warm. The narrator's voice deepens. She thought it was just a family hike. She didn't know this would be the last time she would ever trust them. When she stood up, everything happened so fast. Her father stepped closer, too close. Her mother's hands did not hold comfort, they pushed. Her sister's eyes glowed with something dark. Before the mother could understand, before she could even scream, they shoved her. She felt her son's tiny hand still in hers as both of them went over the edge. The world spun. The sky, the trees, the rocks below, everything twisted. Together as they fell. The boy screamed, and the sound cut through the air like glass breaking. Wind rushed past their faces. The mother held her son tightly, her heart pounding. She thought it was the end. They crashed onto a rocky ledge halfway down. Pain spread through her body. Her vision blurred. She wanted to cry out, but something stopped her. Her son was alive. His small chest moved. His face was pale, but his eyes were sharp with fear and wisdom far beyond his age. She opened her mouth to speak, but the boy pressed his finger to her lips. In a voice so soft it was almost a breath, he whispered, "Mom, don't move. Pretend we are dead." Her heart froze. Why would her little boy say that? What did he know? Above them, she heard voices. Her family was still there. But their words sounded strange, broken, almost like another language. Her sister laughed, but the laugh was cold, not human. The mother lay still, her body aching, her heart racing. She understood only one thing: this was no accident. This was a plan. And her own family had become something else. The screen fades to black. The narrator's final words for part 1, she survived the fall. But what her son whispered would change everything. The world was quiet after the fall. Too quiet. Only the sound of the wind moved through the trees and across the rocks. The young mother could feel every bone in her body ache, but she dared not move. She kept her eyes half closed, pretending to be lifeless. Her son was beside her, his small body trembling, but his eyes wide open. For a child of 6, he was far too calm. He leaned close to her ear, his lips barely moving. "Mom, don't move. Pretend we are dead." The words pierced her heart. Fear rose inside her chest, but she obeyed. She trusted her boy, though she did not understand how he knew what to do. Above them, footsteps echoed. Slow. Heavy. Careful. The mother could hear her parents and sister walking along the cliff's edge, their shadows stretching down the rocks. She wanted to call out, to scream and ask why. But then she heard their voices, and her blood turned cold. Her father spoke first. His voice was low and twisted, like it was coming from 2 throats at once. They should not have survived the fall. Her mother's reply was even worse. The words came broken, sharp, like glass cutting through the air. If the child lives, everything fails. We must be sure. The mother's heart pounded. These were not the voices she had known since birth. These were not her parents. These were something else. She dared to open her eyes a little. Her son's face was pale, but his eyes told her he already knew the truth. He had known long before her. His small hand gripped hers tightly, warning her to stay still. Her sister's laugh came next. But it was not the laugh of a young woman. It was a sound that belonged to something unnatural. Deep, echoing, filled with malice. They are broken. Leave them. The mountain will finish them. The three figures stepped back from the cliff, their bodies moving in strange, stiff ways. Their shadows looked wrong, stretched too low. Bending against the sun like they did not belong to this world, the mother held her breath. Every second felt endless. Finally, the sound of footsteps faded into the forest above. They were gone, silence returned, but it was no longer peaceful. It was heavy, filled with fear and questions. The mother turned her head slowly toward her son. His little face was serious, too serious for a child. She whispered, barely able to speak, "How did you know? Why did you tell me to stay still?" The boy looked at her, his eyes dark and knowing. He answered in a whisper that chilled her soul, "Because, Mom, they are not really our family." The words echoed inside her mind like thunder. She wanted to deny it, but deep down, she already knew. Their eyes, their voices, their coldness, it was all true. The screen fades, leaving the narrator's final words. The boy had seen what his mother could not. Their family was gone. In their place, something far more dangerous. The forest was silent around them. Broken branches, the smell of dirt, and the faint echo of birds returning to their nests filled the air. The mother pulled herself up slowly, her body aching from the fall. Beside her, the boy stood, his small face calm but filled with worry. She looked up at the cliff, the place where her family had stood. But she knew now, they were not her family. Not anymore. The voices she had heard, the way their bodies moved, no human could sound or move like that. The mother's hands shook. "What are they?" she whispered. The boy looked at her with eyes too old for his age. "They're not people," he said softly. "There's something else. They've been pretending." Pretending. The word cut into her heart. Memories flooded her mind, moments that once felt normal, but now seemed wrong. Her father staring into the night for hours, not blinking. Her mother's sudden silence in the middle of a conversation. Her sister's eyes reflecting light like glass. She had ignored it all, told herself it was stress, nothing serious. But now the truth was standing in front of her, undeniable. "They want me, Mom," the boy whispered, his voice trembling. "That's why they tried to kill us. They're afraid of me." Her breath caught. "Afraid of you? Why?" The boy looked down at his hands. For a moment, the air around him seemed to flicker, like a faint shimmer of heat rising from the ground. His mother blinked, wondering if her pain was making her see things. But the boy saw her confusion and shook his head. "I don't understand it all. But I feel it. They know I have something they can't control." The mother's heart pounded. She wanted to ask more, but a sound stopped her. Leaves moved in the distance. Branches cracked. She grabbed her son's hand and pulled him toward the trees. They moved carefully, hiding between rocks and roots. The deeper they went, the stranger the forest became. Strange symbols were carved into tree trunks. The ground was scorched in places, as if burned by fire that left no ash. The air itself felt heavy, almost electric. At last, they found a cave hidden behind thick vines. The mother pulled them inside, her body trembling with exhaustion. The darkness was cold, but at least it was safe, for now. The boy touched the cave wall, and to the mother's shock, the stone began to glow. Blue lines spread across the surface like veins of light, filling the cave with an otherworldly glow. Her son's voice was low, almost afraid. "Mom, this place knows me." The mother stepped back, fear and wonder mixing in her eyes. She realized the cave was not just stone. It was alive. It was waiting. And it recognized her son. The narrator's voice deepens. The truth was finally breaking through. Her family were not human. Her son was not ordinary. And this cave was the beginning of something far greater. The screen fades to black. The cave walls glowed with blue light, pulsing like a heartbeat. The mother held her son close, staring at the strange symbols that lit up under his touch. The boy's small hand shook, but he did not pull away. The light seemed to answer him, as if the cave had been waiting for him. The mother's fear grew. "What is this place?" she whispered. The boy's eyes reflected the glow. He looked older in that moment, like a child carrying the weight of secrets he could not explain. "It's not just a cave, Mom. It's something they built. And it knows me." Before she could ask more, the sound of footsteps echoed from outside. Sharp. Fast. Inhuman. The air grew colder. The boy pulled her arm urgently. "They're coming. We can't stay here." The mother's heart pounded. She grabbed his hand and ran deeper into the darkness. The glowing veins on the walls stretched further, lighting their path. The cave seemed alive, almost guiding them forward. But the sound of pursuit followed, echoing voices, clicking noises, and the heavy breathing of creatures that did not belong on Earth. At last, they found an opening on the other side of the cave. The mother and son stumbled into the forest again, the night air cold against their skin. The forest was different now. The trees leaned at strange angles. Shadows moved in ways they should not. The stars above flickered, almost as if the sky itself was watching them. The boy stopped suddenly, his small hand pointing ahead. Burn marks scarred the ground. Strange circles carved into the dirt glowed faintly, humming with energy. The mother had never seen anything like it. She felt sick just standing near it. "They've been here for a long time," the boy whispered. "They were never really our family. They replaced them." The words made her blood run cold. Memories of her parents' blank stares, her sister's cold smile, all of it twisted together into a truth she did not want to believe. The people she once loved were gone. What stood above that cliff were monsters wearing their faces. The sound of movement came again. Branches cracked. Leaves shook. Something was following them. The mother pulled her son and began to run. Her lungs burned, her legs ached, but she did not stop. The forest seemed endless, the trees stretching like walls around them. Shadows shifted between the trunks, tall figures watching, waiting. Then, just ahead, another cave appeared, hidden by fallen trees and thick vines. The boy's eyes widened. "That's where we have to go." The mother didn't question it. She trusted him now more than anyone. They pushed inside. The entrance was narrow, but it opened into a chamber glowing even brighter than the last. Strange alien symbols covered the walls. The air hummed with a deep, steady rhythm, like a heartbeat of the earth itself. The boy stepped forward, his face lit by the glow. He placed his hand on the stone again. This time, the entire cave shook, dust falling from the ceiling. A hidden doorway slid open, revealing something beyond, something not of this world. The narrator's voice deepens. They thought they were running from danger. But what they had found was the very heart of it. The screen fades to black. The hidden doorway opened with a grinding sound, dust spilling into the chamber. The mother stepped back, her heart racing. Behind the stone wall was not darkness, but light. A pale, silver glow poured out, illuminating strange machines, tall pillars, and walls covered with symbols no human hand could carve. The boy walked forward as if he already knew this place. His mother grabbed his arm. "Wait! We don't know what it is." But the boy looked at her calmly, his small voice steady. It's waiting for me, Mom. It's always been waiting. Her chest tightened. She wanted to stop him, to pull him close and never let go. But something inside her whispered that he was right. This place was alive, and it knew him. The deeper they went, the stronger the glow became. The machines hummed with energy, like a heartbeat under the ground. The mother touched one of the walls, but it burned cold against her skin. When the boy touched it, however, the wall shifted and responded, glowing brighter, almost welcoming him. Fear and pride fought inside her. Her son was no ordinary child. The boy turned to her, his eyes shining in the silver light. They want to destroy me, Mom. That's why they pushed us. They're afraid of me because I'm not like them. And I'm not like everyone else. The mother's lips trembled. What are you saying? Before he could answer, the sound of voices echoed from the cave entrance. The family had returned. Their words were sharp and twisted, the language alien. The mother pulled her son behind her, her body shaking, but the boy did not hide. He stepped forward, his small hand raised. The machines around them responded, rising, shifting, as if they were alive. A wave of light spread through the chamber, wrapping around him like armor. The figures entered. Her parents. Her sister. But their disguise was fading. Their skin shimmered, flickering between and faces and something horrifying underneath. Eyes too large, mouths too wide, skin that rippled like liquid. They hissed when they saw the boy standing strong. One of them spoke in a guttural voice, "The child is awake. We must end it now." The mother's legs shook, but she stood in front of her son. "You'll never touch him," she shouted. The boy's voice echoed, louder than ever before, "Leave us." The ground shook. The cave walls pulsed with light, brighter and brighter until the aliens shielded their eyes. A deep humming filled the chamber, so powerful it rattled every stone. The mother stared at her son, fear mixing with awe. The boy's eyes glowed faintly now, silver like the cave. His small body looked fragile, but the energy surrounding him was stronger than anything she had ever seen. The aliens hissed again, retreating for a moment, but their leader's voice thundered, "It does not matter. He cannot hide forever. We will find him." The mother held her son tightly as the aliens vanished into the shadows, their threat hanging heavy in the air. The narrator's voice lowers, the boy's secret had been revealed. He was the key, the reason they wanted him dead. But this was only the beginning. The real hunt had just begun. The screen fades to black. The forest was silent again, but silence no longer felt safe. It felt like the pause before a storm. The mother held her son's hand tightly as they stepped out of the glowing cave. Her heart beat fast, her mind screaming to run. Yet, she knew running would not be enough. The boy walked with strange calmness. His eyes still glowed faintly silver, a reminder of what had awakened inside him. His mother looked at him, fear and pride twisting in her chest. He was still just a child, her little boy. But the cave had shown something else, something greater, something dangerous. Then the sound returned. Footsteps. But not like before. These were heavier, faster. From the shadows between the trees, the figures emerged, her parents. Her sister. No, not them. Not anymore. Their human faces flickered like broken masks. The skin rippled, peeling back to reveal their true selves. Their eyes glowed with burning light. Their mouths stretched wider than human jaws should. Their bodies moved with jerks and unnatural speed. The mother froze, terror locking her in place. She whispered, "God help us." The aliens hissed in unison, their voices overlapping, echoing like a chorus of nightmares. "The child belongs to us. Step aside." But the mother did not move. Her legs shook, her arms trembled, but she stood like a wall before her son. "You'll never have him," she said, though her voice was broken with fear. The aliens laughed, a horrible sound, both deep and sharp. Then, with a sudden lunge, they attacked. The mother pushed her son back and grabbed a branch from the ground, swinging it wildly. It was useless against such creatures, but she fought with the strength of desperation. One of the aliens caught the branch and snapped it like paper, hissing as it closed in. Then the boy raised his hand. Light burst from his palm, blinding white, powerful as a storm. The forest shook. Trees bent. The alien screamed as its skin burned where the light touched. The others stepped back, snarling in rage. The mother's eyes widened in shock. Her son had never done this before. His small body trembled, but his face was fierce. He shouted, "Stay away!" The power surged again, pushing the aliens back. The ground cracked beneath their feet. The forest glowed with silver light, but then a deeper shadow appeared between the trees. A figure larger, darker, more terrifying than the others. Its body was tall and twisted, its face hidden behind shifting shadows. When it spoke, the sound was not a voice but a vibration that shook the earth. "Enough!" it thundered. "You cannot escape me." The boy's light flickered, as if even his power bent under the weight of this presence. The mother felt her strength leave her body. This was no ordinary alien. This was their leader. The creature stepped closer, its form changing, twisting between human and beast. Its eyes burned red, locking onto the boy. "You are the key," it said. "And I will break you." The screen fades to black. The narrator's voice deepens. They thought they had seen the worst. But now the true enemy had arrived, and escape was no longer an option. The forest shook under the weight of the alien leader's voice. The mother felt her knees weaken, but she pulled her son closer, refusing to let him go. The towering shadow loomed above them, red eyes burning like fire. The smaller aliens stood behind their leader, waiting, hissing in the dark. They did not need to fight now. Their master was here. The boy's light flickered weakly in his hands. He looked tired, his small chest rising and falling too fast. The mother's heart ached. He was just a child. He should have been at home, laughing, playing, not standing against monsters in the forest. The leader's voice rumbled. "You cannot win. Give him to us, and your death will be quick. Resist, and you will suffer." The mother shook her head, her eyes burning with tears but filled with fire. "You will never take him." The leader tilted its head, studying her like a predator studying prey. Then it raised its long, clawed hand. Darkness spread from its body, swallowing the trees, choking the light. The boy stumbled, almost falling, but the mother caught him. She whispered in his ear, her voice trembling. "You are stronger than them. Stronger than me. You were meant for this. Don't be afraid." The boy's eyes filled with tears. "Mom, I don't want to lose you." "You won't," she said, though her heart was unsure. "As long as you fight, we'll survive." The boy closed his eyes. The silver light returned, brighter, steadier. The machines in the cave behind them answered, humming louder, their glow spilling into the forest. The ground shook as the power spread. The leader roared, the sound splitting the night. The smaller aliens rushed forward, claws out, teeth bared. The boy raised his hands, and a wave of silver energy exploded outward. Trees bent, rocks shattered, and the aliens screamed as the light burned through their twisted forms. The leader did not fall. It pushed through the light, its body tearing but refusing to break. It reached for the boy, claws inches away. The mother leapt between them, shielding her son with her own body. The claws tore her arm, blood running down, but she did not move. She screamed at the creature, rage giving her strength. "You will never have him." The boy's cry rose with hers. His light flared brighter than ever before, not silver now, but white, pure and blinding. The energy burst like a storm, shaking the forest, lighting the sky. The leader howled, its body twisting, breaking apart in the light. Its form dissolved into smoke and shadows, vanishing with a final roar that shook the mountains. The smaller aliens scattered, their disguises melting, their screams fading into the night. Silence returned. The mother collapsed to the ground, holding her wounded arm. Her son knelt beside her, tears streaming down his face. "Mom, we did it!" She pulled him close, her voice soft but firm. "We survived. But this is not the end." The camera pulls back. The glowing cave still pulsed with energy. Strange lights flickered in the sky above, like ships hiding among the stars. The narrator's voice closes the chapter. They had won the battle. But in the shadows of the universe, war was waiting. And this was only the beginning. The screen fades to black.